I, Bhavna, Faculty, School of Finance and Commerce, Gulgutia's University, Greater Noida, is going to give a presentation on the topic entrepreneurship. As we know that the entrepreneurs are considered as the agent of the economic growth. They create the wealth, they generate the employment and provides the new goods and services, which helps to generate the standard of living. So, we can say that entrepreneurs helps to generate a gainful self-employment and also it helps them to face various types of uncertainties along with that to make the business more profitable. So, let us discuss more about entrepreneurship in this presentation.
The following are the replications of the topic. Before studying the entrepreneurship in detail, we should know the famous entrepreneurs in the different fields. The top leading entrepreneur, Dhirubhai Ambani, he is the founder of the Reliance company, as we all know that. His company is one of the most leading company in the world. The next famous leading entrepreneur is Ratan Tata. He is the founder of the Tata Motors. With his excellence, he has excelled in the field of entrepreneurs. There are few more examples of the leading entrepreneur like Narayan Murthy. He is the founder of the Infosys and he is also known with the father of IT sector. Along with the famous entrepreneurs, we should also know the more leading young entrepreneur like Ritesh Agarwal, who is the Ohio Room founders. As we all heard about Ohio Room, so the Ritesh Agarwal was the founder of this Ohio Room concept. We are having the few others leading young entrepreneur like Vijay Shekhar Sharma. He is the founder of Paytm CEO. Now, along with that, we are having many more leading examples as the entrepreneur. They all excelled in the field of the entrepreneurship with their creative ideas and with their change.
The following are the objectives. The first objective is to understand the meaning of the term entrepreneur. The second objective is to understand the importance of the entrepreneurship. The next objective is to understand the various problems which are faced by the entrepreneurs. Let us understand the term entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is the person who starts an enterprise. He searches for a change and responds to it. The economist views him as the fourth factor of the production, along with the land, labor, and capital. The entrepreneurs are the innovators who come up with the new idea for the product, for the market, and for other types of techniques. To put it very simple, an entrepreneur is someone who perceives the opportunity, organizes the resources which are needed for exploring the opportunities. They also exploit it. So, like computers, mobile phones, washing machine, ATM, credit card, courier services, ready to eat are all the examples of the entrepreneurial ideas that got converted into the product and services. So, from the French word, we derive this term entrepreneur, which means go between or to undertake. So, we can define as the entrepreneur is the person who takes the risk and starts something new. Following are the definitions which are given by the different authors. The following definition has been given by the Richard Catherine. He defined an entrepreneur as the person who pays a certain price for the product to resell it at an uncertain price. Thereby, they make the decision about the obtaining and using the resources while consequently admitting the risk of an enterprise. The next definition has been given by the Drunker Views on Entrepreneur. He defines the entrepreneur as the innovation. It is a specific tool of an entrepreneur. This means by which they can exploit the changes as the opportunity for the different businesses and for the different services. Let us move to the next term, which is entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship begins with an action, creation of the new organization. This organization may or may not become self-sustaining and in fact may never earn a significant revenue. But when an individual creates a new organization, they have entered the entrepreneurship, and the entrepreneurship is someone who assumes some accountability for undertaking the risk. Being in the business or being in an entrepreneur is all about taking the risk and exploring the other challenges. Entrepreneurs, they can build the new companies. They can also take an advantage over the older companies as they can design them according to their own way. So, we can define that entrepreneurship is the key to innovation, productivity, and competition. When an individual realizes his capacity or capability in taking the various types of risk, they can establish a new business unit which leads to the foundation of the entrepreneurship. Let us understand the term entrepreneurship according to the different concepts. According to the traditional concept, which believes that the traditional entrepreneur is the one who undertakes the risk, who control, coordinate, and assumes the risk in the business as the competitive marketplace. He only bears the various types of the business risk. But nowadays, we can see that today entrepreneurs possess the same features and they are becoming more versatile in facing the challenges of the dynamic environment. So, according to the modern concept, the entrepreneurship is the ability to establish the new enterprise to carry out the various types of new improvements in the enterprise. So let us discuss the characteristics of entrepreneurship. The first characteristic of entrepreneurship is economic and it is a dynamic activity. And entrepreneurship is an economic activity because it involves the creation and operations of an enterprise with the view of creating the values or wealth by ensuring the optimum utilization of the resources. Since the value creation is fully being performed continuously in the business environment, therefore, the entrepreneurship is a dynamic activity also. The next is it is related with the innovation. Entrepreneurship involves a continuous search for a new idea, and entrepreneurship compels an individual to continuously evaluate the existing modes of the business operations. So, to become more efficient, more effective, the system need to be developed enough so that it can be related with the innovation. In other words, we can say that entrepreneurship is a continuous effort for the synergical effect. The next is profit potential. As we know, the profit potential is likely level of the return or the compensation to an entrepreneur for taking the risk of developing an idea into actual business venture. Without the profit potential, the efforts of an entrepreneur will remain only an abstract. The next is risk bearing. The essence of entrepreneurship is willingly to assume the risk which is arising out of the creation. And the entrepreneurs should have sufficient ability to bear the maximum amount of the risk.
The next we are going to discuss is the importance of entrepreneurship. The first importance is the development of managerial capabilities. The biggest significance of entrepreneurship it lies in the fact that it helps in identifying and developing the managerial capabilities of an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur studies a problem, he identifies the alternative, he compares the alternatives in the terms of the cost and benefit, and also he evaluates the various types of implications and finally choose the best alternative. This exercise it helps in sharpening the decision making skills of the entrepreneur. Besides these managerial capabilities are used by the entrepreneurs in creating the new technologies, and the new technologies and product it helps in producing the high quality standards and gives the better performance. The next is the creation of an organization. Entrepreneurship results into the creation of an organization where the enterprise can coordinate the physical, human, and the financial resources. As we know that the creation of an organization is very much required for the overall development of the entrepreneurship, and it also directs towards the achievement of the objectives through the managerial skills. The next is improving the standard of living. By creating a productive organization, the entrepreneurs helps in making a wide variety of the goods and services. These goods and services are available in the society, which results in a higher standard of the living of the people. So, possession of the luxurious cars, computers, laptops, and rapid growth of the shopping malls are the pointers which leads to increase in the standard of living of the people. And all these efforts are resulting due to the efforts which are made by the various entrepreneurs for the development. The next is the means of the economic growth. As we know that entrepreneurs, it involves creation and the use of innovative ideas. Along with that, it maximizes all types of output from the given resources. The development of managerial skills is very much required in the entrepreneurship. So, all these factors are very much essential for the economic development of our country. So, hence we can say that entrepreneurship helps in the overall growth and development of the economy as a whole. The following are the functions which are performed by the entrepreneurs. They are listed below. The first function is innovation. An entrepreneur is usually an innovator who tries to develop something new. The new technology, new product, new markets. So, innovation may involve doing the things, new things, and doing the existing things differently. An entrepreneur may use the creative facilities to do the new things. They also explore the market in a better way. An entrepreneur always search for doing something new and bringing the changes in the society. The next is assumption of the risk. An entrepreneur, by its definition, is the risk taker, not the risk avoider. He always prepared for assuming the losses and he always take the risk-bearing capacity. He always assumes the losses that may arise on the account of new ideas and the various projects which are undertaken by them. His willingness to take the risk allows an entrepreneur to take the various types of initiatives in doing the new things and matching a career ahead. The next is research. An entrepreneur is a practical dreamer and does a lot of groundwork before taking a leap into the venture. In other words, we can say the entrepreneur finalizes an idea only after considering a variety of the options. They analyze their strength and weakness by applying the various types of analytical techniques. They also test the techniques and they also have the supplementing the various types of techniques with their empirical findings and then choosing the best alternative. So we can say that entrepreneur believes in the continuous research of finding something new. The next is development of management skills. The work of an entrepreneur involves a set of managerial skills which developed while planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling, and coordinating the different activities of the business. His managerial skills is further strengthened where he engaged himself in establishing the equilibrium between the organization and the business environment. Hence, we can say that whatever the size of the business is there, an entrepreneur can employ the professional managerial skills for the effective management of the business operations. The next is overcoming the resistance to the change. New innovation, as we all know, that it is generally opposed by the people because it makes them the changes in the existing behavior pattern. An entrepreneur always first try a new idea at its own level. It is all after that the successful implementation of such an idea that an entrepreneur make is available to the others for the benefit. So, in this matter, we can say that an entrepreneur paves the way for the acceptance of its idea by the others. So this is a reflection that he has a power, enthusiasm and energy which makes him in overcoming the resistance to the various types of changes in the society. The last point is catalyst of economic development. An entrepreneur plays an important role in the economic development of the country by discovering the new ways of the available resources and minimizing the wastage and maximizing the utilization of those resources.
So let us discuss what exactly is the entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is the someone who starts the business. In this video, we will discuss what skills you require to become an entrepreneur. So, let us discuss the various skills in this video which are required by the individual to become a successful entrepreneur. The few skills has been discussed in this video like attitude, creativity, relationship, organization. So firstly, we have a look on the first attitude. Having a positive attitude will get you a long way. Even the things you are not in your favor, the positive attitude make you feel more confident, believe in yourself, and it shows a level of the determination. The next is creativity. Creativity means solving a problem. It is an imagination and a fresh idea and think different. And finally, you will be able to achieve the goal. It will help you come up with a brilliant idea, to think around yourself, and to ask yourself how you can make up with the excellent ideas in the business. The next is relationship. Running a business is a people game, and making a good relationship with the customers, employees, suppliers, partners is very essential for the success of the business. We need to develop the relationship with them and understand them more. We need to develop a relationship with the different people so that the things can be easier for us. The next is organization. In organization, we need to understand the day-to-day operation of the business requires good organizational skills. We should understand how to raise the finance, how to manage the money, how to deal with the debts. We need to develop the system to check IT system planning and record keeping. The more organized you are, the smoother you will run. Many entrepreneurs believe that their family, colleagues, and various types of other professional people will help them to get in the way of entrepreneur. Being an entrepreneur is an exciting venture which is full of tough and sometimes a very good experience, which requires a lot of hard work. But being an entrepreneur is the power which lies in your hand and to develop the imagination of being possible.
The next we are going to discuss are the types of entrepreneur. Depending upon the level of the willingness to create innovative ideas, there are the different types of entrepreneurs. The first one is the innovative entrepreneur. These entrepreneurs have a ability to think new, better, and more economical ideas of the business organization and management. They are the business leaders and they are the contributors to the economic development of the country. Inventions like introduction of a small car by the Tata Motors, that is Nano, it has organized the retail by the capturing the market area. There are many other innovations which are done by the different entrepreneurs. The next are imitating entrepreneur. These entrepreneurs are the people who follow the path which are shown by the innovative entrepreneurs. They initiate the innovative enterprises because the environment in which they operate is such that it does not permit them to become more creative and to become more innovative at their own. So, such enterprises are found in the countries or in the situations where we are having the weak industrial and institutional base because it creates the difficulty in imitating the innovative ideas. In our words, we can say that these entrepreneurs they follow the path which is shown by the innovative entrepreneurs. The next are fragment entrepreneur. The dictionary meaning of this term fragment it shows the person who is seeking the victory by the delay rather than have a destructive battle. So, fragment entrepreneurs are those individuals who do not show any initiative in visualizing and in implementing the new ideas. They wait for the innovation for the some development to be taken so that they can be motivated to initiate that until they are not able to have the initiation about the new innovation. The next are drawn entrepreneur. The dictionary meaning of the drawn here means the person who lives on the harbor of others. So, the drawn entrepreneurs are the one individual who are satisfied with the existing mode and the speed of the business activities. They are not inclined in gaining the market share, in gaining the good market leadership. In other words, dawn enterprises are the most entrepreneurs who are who are not the constructors, and they suffer the losses in the business. The last one are the social entrepreneurs. The social entrepreneurs drive the social innovation and the transformation in the various fields, including education, health, workers' right, entrepreneurship development. They undertake the various types of initiative, and by adopting the business practices, and they overcome the various types of the traditional practices also. So these are the various types of the entrepreneurs. Following are the problems which are faced by the entrepreneurs. As we know that the entrepreneurs are facing a number of problems in day-to-day work. They are having a constant competition from the other parties. Thus, it makes more difficult for them to survive in this competitive world. The first problem for the entrepreneur is the lack of confidence. The first thing that stands as a barrier in the path of the entrepreneur is the lack of the confidence. This is mainly because of the prevalent competitions from the other parties. The next is the fear of the failure. In our society, to invest in any type of the business, we require a large number of the capital, and the investment requires a huge amount of the loss if it is not carried effectively. In the same way, the entrepreneur will be considered as unproductive when they are not able to generate the sufficient amount of the cash or the revenue from the business. This inability leads to be a big problem for the entrepreneurs nowadays. The next problem is lack of finance. As we know that the lack of funds is a major issue that stands in the way of the emerging entrepreneurs. Financial institutions are more reluctant to provide the funds easily to the entrepreneurs. They are not confident that the financial institutions will provide them a sufficient amount of the funds which are required, which ultimately going to affect the morale of the entrepreneurs. The next is lack of knowledge. To have the interest to start something new and innovation is very much required. But to impart a proper training to them, it is equally important. Lack of such awareness and incentives on the part of the people and government and semi-government agencies serves as a barrier towards the full development of the entrepreneurs. Next is lack of the recognition and appraisals. As we know that most of the time an entrepreneur fails to continue as they fail to get the platform and opportunities. This is due to the lack of finance, publicity, and marketing. The next is lack of opportunity of entrepreneurship training. Entrepreneurs always desire to achieve something on its own way, but they does not possess the required skills. It is not necessary that every entrepreneur will possess the entrepreneurial skills. So these skills need to be developed with the help of the proper training. The next is the non-existence of the organized market. This is not yet an organized market to sell the products which are produced by the entrepreneurs, as they are not able to get the sufficient amount of the profits out of that. So, this is the greatest problem which is faced by the entrepreneurs. The last is middlemen, their shares their claim. Since most of the entrepreneurs depend upon the agents who collect the products from them, and a handsome amount of the commission is to be given to the agents and middlemen. As the result, the entrepreneurs are left with a small number of the profits. After going through the concept of entrepreneur, we can see that an individual needs to learn and to sharpen his or her skills to being an entrepreneur. And entrepreneurs are not only born, but they can be trained and they can be developed as well. So, entrepreneurship helps to gain that potential to an entrepreneur to set up their business enterprises appropriately according to their skills and according to their abilities. Entrepreneurship influences the potential people also, and they motivates them to take the entrepreneurship as their career option. Entrepreneurs can be developed through training, through education, through development also. So we can say that overall growth of an economy depend upon the term entrepreneur, and entrepreneurship helps the individuals in order to contribute themselves in the economic growth of the country. I hope that this video will be useful in understanding the concept of entrepreneurship. Thank you.